What's up, everybody? Young Batman back again. Today I'm gonna go over the super rares that were just recently revealed for Colossal Warfare. You'd probably seen them already, to be honest. If you use Facebook or Reddit, then you've seen 13 out of 14 of them. And the 14th one, we kind of knew what it did, kind of already. But I still want to get my opinion on these cards. Overall, I'm satisfied with the super rares. Not sure if it can convince me the super rares alone can convince me to get boxes. The dash pack certainly don't. But yeah. I want to just go ahead and get into this. The video is probably going to be pretty long because I like to go in depth. So if you do watch or listen to the whole thing, I appreciate you guys. You're the real one. So, first off, Triple Slash Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. It's a battle card, red, 30,000 power, 7 energy with a 3 red specified cost. He is a Son Goku GT and a Saiyan from the Baby Saga. So his effects, EX Evolve for 1 red energy off of a red Son Goku GT with an energy cost of 5 or more. He has Deflect, so he's not affected by counterplay skills, and he's got Triple Strike. And when you play this card, draw 2 cards, and you may not activate EX Evolve for the duration of the turn. Permanent. If this card's power is 40,000 or more, your opponent may not activate counter during battles where this card is attacking. I'm a fan of this card. I like it. I don't want to say it's what GT needed, because I thought GT was fun, but I think this makes GT a lot more competitive. This is an actual finisher. The Broken Limits, card just didn't do it. This one does it. One thing I like about this is that you straight up plus when you play this card. So, you pay the 1 red and put it on top of the Son Goku GT. You don't have to discard anything, and you draw 2 cards. That's probably the reason why you can't EX Evolve again, because you could just play, 2 of these and draw 4 cards for 2 energy, which is nuts. First, I'll talk about cards that go with this one. Well, first, obviously, Determined Super Saiyan Goku. He's really the only viable EX Evolve target. He costs 3, and he is a 5 cost or more if you're at 4 or less life. It just takes 1 energy to evolve. So that's a total of 4 energy and 2 cards. Okay, other cards that can go with this are Untapped Power Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku. That's the GT Son Goku. He's got a hefty cost. It costs 4 to evolve from a Son Goku GT, but he sets you up nicely for the Triple Strike. When you evolve into it, you untap 1 of your energy and draw a card, and he gains 5,000 power. So he only needs 10,000 to get the Triple Strike. So that's just 5,000 that he gives you there. So you only need 5,000 more after that. And he untaps the energy, so you just be able to go ahead and EX Evolve into him. There's also a combination attack pan that goes really nicely with this. When you have the triple flash out, you can play the pan for free. 0 energy. Free cards are good. Free cards are really good in this game. And it sets up for the triple strike, so because it gives them 5,000 power. So if you've got 2 combination attack pans, this bad boy is going to have triple strike. Absolutely. Counters to this card, since it has Deflect, you can't, Bloodlust or Crusher Ball it. And you can't counter it either if it's got 40,000 or more power. So, best you can do is just use a blocker. You can block this attack. And 3 blockers, KO, Mai, stuff like that. I'm really good against this. And the other way is to just out combo it, which you probably won't be able to do because this is crazy fast. Some good leaders to go with this. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He's a blue leader, so you can use the flute. You probably have heard of the flute combos with the new GT stuff. I'm not gonna get into that. It's pretty crazy. He's blue, so he can also use the untapped Trunks, and he gets that quick energy from discarding the card, taking 2 life, get quick energy. Another leader that would be good with this is Pan. She untaps 2, and her effect sets up for the triple strike, which is really nice. And future Trunks can go along with this as well. if you're looking for a leader that's not as competitive. Future Trunks, for the same reason as Goku, he's blue, so he's got the flute and the untapped Trunks. That can help set up for your Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. Rating this, I will probably give this one a 4 out of 5. It does what Red wants to do, which is kill your opponent. Like, it can't be counter played, and it can't counter the attack, and it's gonna have at least 40,000 triple strike. So yeah, this card's real good. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. So next up, Epochal Grow Grade 8 Baby. 6 drop, 3 specified red, 30,000 power. It's a baby. It is a machine mutant, Grade 8 and Sand, but Sand's definitely relevant. So for its skills, for 2 energy and 2 red energy, it evolves from a baby. So that 4 cost is nice. It has triple strike, 30,000 triple for 4 energy is pretty good, I'd say. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty good. And it's got an auto that activates once per turn. When this card attacks, or your opponent plays a battle card, if your leader is a machine mutant, you draw a card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. I think it's nice. You get a lot of value out of it. I'm glad that it works on your turn and your opponent's turn. That way he really can control your opponent. Anything they play with 20,000 or less power is going to die, even if they play a card to kill this. So like, if they use that new Fu that warps anything, it's gonna die too, because it's got 20,000 power, and its power becomes 0 when it's played. So cards that you should use with this are Baby. Obviously, you need Baby to evolve, because turn 6 ain't really a thing in this game right now, sadly. So Baby cards to evolve off of this are good. Strategies of Universe 7 is also a really good card to use with this. This is a sand, and it is a red sand. So for 0 energy, you can give this barrier so they can't pop it as easily. And you can get a lot of value out of it that way. Now, to counter this, you can use cards with a barrier. They're not affected by this because it has the word choose. So if you play battle card with barrier first, actually I'm not sure how that works. The auto will trigger, but it can't be chosen. So I guess it won't die, but he'll still get to draw a card. So I'm glad that they put that draw card on there, so you can get some kind of value, even if they counter it with one of the mini barrier cards out right now. Another one would be Father Son Gallic Gun. For 2 energy, you can bounce this back to their hand, and then play your battle card or whatever, so it won't die. It's not the best counter, but it's there. Father Son Gallic Gun is not a card a lot of people talk about because bounce isn't too good in this game, but it is an answer to this. Another one is Mafuba. They're probably going to attack with this, just because it has triple strike and you get the effect when it attacks. So Mafuba will take care of it, so that it won't be there on your turn when you want to summon a battle card, and it won't be there for their next turn to cause havoc as well. Now, leaders to use this with, there are only 2 right now: Baby and Dr. Mew. Your leader has to be a machine mutant to get his effect. So those are really the only 2 leaders you're going to be able to use with this. Now for a rating, I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. If this ignored barrier, I would give it a 4 or 5 out of 5. But since it's restricted to only one kind of leader, and it doesn't ignore barrier, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I think the card's good. I'm still going to give it a 3 out of 5 though. That's just my opinion on the card. Next, Sand Onslaught Kefla. A lot of people wanted a Kefla card. I hope this is, satisfying enough for you Kefla fans out there. It is a red battle card with 25,000 power, 5 energy with 2 specified red. It's Kefla, Sand, Alien, Universe 6 from the Universe Survival Saga. It's got Union Patara, For 3 red energy, you can fuse a KO and a Khalifa and put it on top of it. It has Deflect, so it's not affected by counterplay skills, mainly Cold Blow, and Crusher Ball. It has Dual Attack, and when this card is played using Union Patara or it attacks, you draw a card and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So this card is pretty nice. I like it. The Union Patara cost isn't too hefty. I wish it wasn't 3 red, but that's okay. They kind of pigeonhole you into using, Universe 6 deck with this, which I think is okay. Like with strong effects like this, it really needs to be specific to a certain deck type. The dual attack is cool, and I like that you get the effect when you Union Patara it and when it attacks, instead of just when it attacks. If you only got it when you Union Patara, this card would be garbage. But fortunately, they kind of balanced it nicely. They reward you for Union Pataraing it. But if you don't use Union Patara, it still gets the effect, which is cool. So if you use Union Patara, it'll be 30,000, it'll swing, and it'll be 35. And you would have drawn 2 cards already. That's pretty nice. And so on its second attack, it'll be, if you Union Patara, it'll be 40,000, and if not, 35. And that's still pretty good. And the fact that you draw cards helps, make up for the minus from the Union Patara. So now, cards that you should use with this. Obviously, Universe 6, Khalifas and Kales. So you can Patara. I say Universe 6 because it takes 3 red energy to Patara. And Universe 6 ones are all red. So I suggest using them because they'll be really hard to bring the green ones out if you want to Union Patara with this. Another card that you should use with this is Strategy of Universe 7. Just like the baby, this is a sand. This will get barrier to protect it from stuff, so you can get more value out of it if they don't kill it with an attack anyway. So cards to counter this, Mafuba, just like baby, they're definitely gonna attack with this. Mafuba will just make sure you only get 1 attack off with it, and it'll stop that attack too. Yajirobe also counters this. They're not gonna want to attack into a Yajirobe when you've got this out, obviously. So another one is Shigeshi Goku. I know Corona is a thing, but people probably still gonna be running at least 2 Shigeshi in their deck. So Shigeshi Goku kind of poops on this Kefla if you need a way to counter it. So some leaders that I would suggest for this Kefla are Pan. She gives this even more power, and she's an untapped 2 leader, so you can Union Patara this for 2 and then awaken and untap 2. And also Pan is really good with the Universe 6 sands. Another one would be Champa, in my opinion. Mainly Champa would be good for the backside because he gives the battle card double strike for the duration of the turn. So this can get 2 superpowered double strike attacks off. This can be lethal. The new GT Trunks and the Son Gohan Childhood that are also coming out in Colossal Warfare, I think Champa might be able to make a comeback. So that's another leader you can use as Kefla. Another one would be the Universe 7 Vegeta, because this is a Universe 6 Saiyan. So when this card attacks, you will draw another card with the Vegeta leader. That's if you're looking for something a little less competitive. The Universe 7 Vegeta leader isn't, he's not all that. But he does work very well with this Kefla. So rating this card, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. It's a nice card. It does a lot. It's just not super impactful, and it's not super OP. Nice and balanced, which is what we want from this game. More cards should be like this. Bandai. If someone from Bandai watches this video, more cards should be like this. This card is very balanced, and I like it. Balanced and strong. Next is At All Costs Vegeta. This card was pretty hyped when it was leaked, but let's see how we feel after all the hype's died down. So it is a blue battle card with 20,000 power, 4 energy costs with 2 specified blue. It is a Vegeta character. It is a Universe 7 Saiyan, which is very nice. That is Universe 7. And it's from the Universe Survival Saga. So, when you play this card, draw 1 card, choose 1 of your energy, and switch it to Activate. Activate main once per turn. Choose 2 cards in your life and add them to your hand. This card gains plus 3,000 power for the duration of the turn for each energy you have. Then, if you have 5 or more energy, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. And this card gains triple strike for the duration of the turn. Now, when this card was leaked, people were like, oh, blue leaders are back, Soul Striker's back. I agree too. This will really help blue leaders and Soul Striker, and leaders in general. Your leader does not have to be blue to use this card. You just need blue energy in your deck. Or no blue energy in your deck if you have Warrior of Universe 7 trait on your leader. This is a very nice card that it'll help leaders awaken that don't have a self-awakening on the leader. And you don't tap out when you play this if you want to play it on 4, because you untap 1 of your energy when you play him. So you won't ever tap out for this card. The effect to add 2 cards in your life into your hand and then gain the 3,000 for each energy. If you play it at 4, he will be at 32 single strike. If you do it at 5, he will be at 35 triple, and you KO a battle card. They want you to play this at 5. I do believe this card is supposed to replace Result of Training in the decks that would want to play Result of Training, which is nothing right now. So I'm not sure why this card was getting super hyped. I do like the card, but looking at it now and actually playing a game or two with it, it's not as hype as people think, as people say. So cards to play with this, the only thing I could really think of would be Objection to hit the 5 energy faster. Not much that you can really combo with this because it does most of the stuff on its own. So to counter this card, there's, I think, being aggressive against the player using this is the best way to counter this card. That way they can't get a lot of value out of the Vegeta. Playing a 4-drop that untaps 1 and draw the card, just that alone, not that good. If you get the effect off, then it becomes a lot better. So if you're aggressive against them, they won't be able to get a lot of value out of this card. So that'll kind of shut it down. Now you do want to make sure that they can't, use it at 3 life to go down to 1 and then swing, because that would just be embarrassing. You get the most value out of this card if you use it to help you awaken. But you can use this after you awaken and he'll still be crazy strong. So just being aggressive against the opponent is a good counter for this. There's also a negate if they try to swing with triple strike. And I think Cold Bloodlust is okay against this. They can just use the effect next turn, but you can really set them back if they try to use it at 5 energy and you Cold Bloodlust it. So leaders that I would use with this would be Soul Striker. Obviously, I think that is the best choice for at all costs Vegeta. And also, I think untapped 2 leaders, specifically the Universe 7 ones, could also benefit from this. I'm going to give this card a 3 out of 5. It's not spectacular in my opinion, but it is a good Vegeta card. It's probably one of the best Vegeta cards you got. And I like Vegeta, so I was happy to get this. And, even if this isn't good, I'm probably still going to play a deck with this in it, just because I like Vegeta. And I'm a fan of this card. So, next is Colossal Malice Hirudegarn. It is a battle card. It is blue. It has 30,000 power. It has a whopping 9 energy cost and 6 specified blue. If you see this, whopping 9, a huge energy cost with a gigantic specified cost, you're not going to hard cast the card most of the time. So, just keep that in mind. It is a Hirudegarn, and it is a Phantom Demon from the Hirudegarn Saga. If you haven't seen that movie, you should go watch it. You can find it online. It was okay. But, It EX evolves from Hirudegarn for 2 blue and 2 energy. From a Hirudegarn with an energy cost of 7 or more. And it has Barrier, which is cool. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and up to one card from their hand and place them on top of their owner's deck in any order. Auto, when your opponent attacks with one of their cards, if your leader is a Phantom Demon, you may send this card and one card from your hand to your warp. If you do so, negate the attack and then play this card from your warp at the start of your next main phase. Interesting card. We haven't seen anything like it. Hirudegarn seems to, stop your opponent from finding answers to him by continuously putting their cards back on top of their deck, which is a very nice concept, and shout out to Bandai for trying that. So, cards that you want to use with this. Obviously, the Hirudegarn line. The 2-drop Hirudegarn to bring out the 7-drop Hirudegarn that lets you bring this out. You have to have those or this guy's not coming out. So, you need to use those in your deck. Another one is Minosha. Because when you discard Minosha from your hand, you can get a Hirudegarn the Wanderer from your deck and add it to your hand. And you have to discard a card from your hand. You have to send a card from your hand to the warp with this effect. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if that works. You have to send it from your hand to the warp. I don't think that counts as discarding. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Another one to use with this is Ectoplasm. In case your opponent plays something that can counter this monstrous barrier card, the Ectoplasm will remove the Hirudegarn from the game, and you can bring it back next turn to get the effect off again. So that's really cool if you decide to play Ectoplasm in your deck. So ways to counter this: Dragon Fist, Super Saiyan 3, Son Goku. Like I said, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. That Goku gets around cards at barrier and it bounces back to your hand. And if I recall correctly, when you bounce it back, cards under it go to the drop. So it'll be harder to bring this up when the Goku bounces it back to your hand. Another way to counter it is to simply play around the counter ability. And it's not really countering this. You're kind of playing into their plan because he's holding you off. But if there's something that, they're obviously going to counter. Like, let's say you play Super Saiyan Gotenks, right? And everything else is single strike, but your Gotenks is double strike. They're obviously going to counter your 25 double strike. So, you can swing with everything else. They'll be waiting to negate your Gotenks. You can just not attack with the Gotenks and pass. And the Hirudegarn's not getting value. You have to play the card in order to, disrupt your opponent. So if they can't play this again, then they're not getting a lot of value out of the card. So it's kind of, you gotta weigh your options when it comes to countering this. So leaders to play with this, there's only one right now, Hirudegarn. Your leader has to be a Phantom Demon in order to get his effect. And the only Phantom Demon right now is Hirudegarn. So if you want to play this card, you got to use the Hirudegarn leader. Rating this card, I will give this one a 2 out of 5. It's low, I know. This card is, I don't want to say it's hard to bring out, but you got to go through some steps to bring them out. You have to have the 2-drop Hirudegarn, you got to pay 3 and have a Tapion in your warp, bring out the 7-drop, and then next turn you evolve onto this. That's at least 2 turns it takes to bring this guy out. And that's okay. His effect's very powerful. So, taking 2 turns to bring him out isn't all that. But when everything else is coming out in 1 turn and swinging and, doing hella damage to you, this, can't. I feel like this one doesn't stand up to the other super rares in the set. That's why I rated it 2 out of 5. Now, if you can get multiples of these out and use all their effects and stuff, that'd be really good. But, I don't see this one being too impactful on the metagame. I think it's a nice card though. And if you want to play it, I don't fault you for it. But I don't think it's going to have too much of an impact on the metagame, unfortunately. The Hurrigan leader, maybe, but this card, probably not. So yeah, it's just, you just get a lot of value out of it, and you're the same through deck. Another leader to use this, Piccolo. Yeah, this is a Namekian with barrier. So it's going to stick around for a while, and it's going to enable your Piccolo's bond with Namekians. Another leader that I would consider using with this is Mecha Frieza. If you're a fan of Mecha Frieza, I think this is a decent card to slot in there. Just because, you know, you can play your cards on their turn for free. So you can play this for 4, and if they play anything, you know, wacky or anything that can attack actual battle cards, you've got your free Bloodlust, you've got your free Crusher Ball, and you've got your free Nimbus. So they can't, you know, out-aggro you, especially if you tap out for the Piccolo. So, rating this card, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Shoot, man. I feel like I'm just being modest. I should give it a 5 out of 5, really. But, yeah, it's just good. Do I think that this card will see a lot of play? Probably not. But the card is good. So, watch out for it. Our next super rare is Titanic Ambition Lord Slug. It is a green battle card with 25,000 power. It has an energy cost of 6 to specify green. It is a Lord Slug character. It is a Namekian and Slug's army from the Lord Slug era. So for its skills, it has EX Evolve, 2 green energy, and place a card from your hand into your drop area. Place it on Lord Slug with an energy cost of 4 or more. It's got Double Strike and an auto, Bond 3 Slug's army. So you need 3 Slug's army in play in order to get this effect. And I think that includes, that includes this. So you need 2 other Slug army cards in play to get this effect. When you play this card, choose up to 3 cards from your opponent's hand and place them in the drop area. I don't think I'm a fan of this card. Reason being, for one, its EX Evolve cost is kind of hefty. Yeah, its effect's strong, but everyone else is paying 1 for their EX Evolve. This one you gotta pay 2 and drop a card from your hand. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just being biased, but yeah. The Double Strike is nice on a 25 body. Also, this forces you to play a Slug's army deck, which I don't like cards that force you to play a certain deck. Actually, I do like cards that force you to play a certain deck, but this effect, in my opinion, isn't strong enough to warrant, you know, playing a Slug's army deck. If it did something, you know, way crazier, then yeah. But this doesn't make me want to play a Lord Slug deck. So that's how I feel about this. Cards to use with this. Slug's army. Obviously, you gotta have Slug's army out to get the effect. You gotta have a Lord Slug to EX Evolve from. I think there's 1 4-drop Lord Slug that this can evolve from. And that 4-drop Lord Slug kinda helps out with your bond because he brings out another Slug's army from your drop when you play it. And I'm pretty sure it untaps an energy as well to help for your EX Evolve cost. But, yeah. Other card that I would play with this, Relentless Destruction Mirror. You're dropping that after this, kind of sick, making them discard 4 cards in a turn. That's going to hurt, especially if they're at 2 life. Oof. Yeah, dropping those 4 cards when you're at 2 life and this guy's 25 double strike, pretty nuts. So, how to counter this card? Kill their Slug's army cards. If they don't have Slug's army in play, they're not going to get the auto, which means it's really no reason to EX Evolve. So, another way is Cold Bloodlust. This card should have had Deflect. And it's kind of, you can kind of tell what cards Bandai intends for you to play, because I feel like this card should have Deflect. I don't know why it doesn't. Like, seriously, I don't know why this card does not have deflect. They can just cold blow with the card. Maybe you should use minus Killy Zone with this. Because, like I said, it doesn't have deflect, and I don't know why this doesn't have deflect. So, leaders to use with this, obviously Lord Slug. It's a Lord Slug card, and I think a couple of the Slug's army cards really require you to have Slug's army leader. And I think that's the only Slug's army leader right now. Another leader would be Super Saiyan 3. You can use freaking any cards in Super Saiyan 3. So like, either you can probably make it work with a Super Saiyan 3 leader if you want to play Lord Slug that bad. Rating, I'm gonna give it I'm not gonna be too harsh on it. I'll give it a 2 out of 5. I was gonna give it a 1 out of 5, but you know, it's not that bad, you know. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. I don't think that its effect doesn't make me want to play a Slug army deck. So yeah. All right. Next up, Combo Killer Anilaza. Very creative name, Bandai. I applaud you on this. It is a green battle card with 20,000 power. It's got an energy cost of 4 or 2 specified green, and it is Anilaza from the Universe Survival Saga. It is a Universe 3 alien. And its skills, it's got Barrier, Double Strike, and once per turn when your opponent combos, they choose one card in their hand and place it in the drop area. This works on both players' turns, by the way, just so you know that. This card is nice. I like this card. I'm a fan of this card. You know, it's simple. It's kind of disappointing in my opinion if you've seen the anime. Anilaza was pretty boss. Like, he's a combination of like all the Universe 3. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry. But like he's there, you know, they're cheering, their boss monster or whatever. I feel like as a boss monster it should do more, but it's cool. Like, I don't really care about the anime, so he's gonna do whatever, I don't really care. But yeah, its effect's nice. You get a lot of value out of it. Thankfully it's got barrier, so you know its effect can go off more than once. And it's got double strike too, so it's not useless attack wise. If they're at 2 life, that's when you swing with this. Just like the Piccolo, you don't want to swing with this if they're not at 2 life. Also, these are incredible in multiples. If you somehow get 2 of these out, you're probably gonna win. And it's got barrier too, so it's just really hard to play around. So cards that go with this really nicely, like I said, another Anilaza. If you get 2 of these out, you're just gonna put the hurting on your opponent. Like, they have to discard 2 cards if they're gonna combo. It's only once per turn, but that's still, you know, 2 cards you're getting out of their hand, just for them having to defend themselves. Other cards that are good with this, Senzu Bean, surprisingly enough. If you use Senzu Bean on their turn, on your leader, then they're going to have to combo up in order to hit them. So, you know, like, let's say they swing at your leader with their leader, no negates, no combo, use Senzu Bean. Now, all our other battle cards that are, you know, 15 are going to have to combo up. And they're not going to do that with this out. They're not going to, you know, try to combo up when this guy's out because they're going to have to drop cards from their hand. Another one, Android 13. Yes. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get this and Android 13 out. But if you know, manage to get the Android 13 out, then that's going to hurt really bad. Having those 2 on the field. If they combo, they're going to have to drop a card from their hand again. So, yeah. That's not anything to watch out for, but it's someone out there. Someone in the world, probably someone that watches this video, is going to try to combine Android 13 with Anilaza. So I just wanted to mention that. Another one is the Universe 7 Gold Frieza. That one's a little more likely to get out than than the Android 13 because you get to actually play good cards to bring out the Universe 7 Frieza. So, yeah, the Universe 7 Frieza puts another tax effect on your opponent. If your leader's yellow, they have to pay 1 life, send their life to the drop, to pretty much use their deck. So having that out plus this, they gotta pay a card from their hand to combo. They gotta pay a life to use effects. You're gonna tax them to death pretty much with those 2 cards. So counters to this: don't combo. If you don't combo, this card's not getting any value. It kind of is, but Anyway, other counters to this: crush your ball and kill it, just like the Piccolo. If you crush your ball when it comes into play and then kill it, they won't get too much value out of it. And another way, just like the Piccolo, is to be aggressive. This isn't a card you want to play against an aggro deck because, like, turn 4, you tap out for this, it's not going to help you at all. So, leaders to use with this card: Super Saiyan 3. Like I said, Super Saiyan 3 goes with anything. Bandai needs to do something about that leader. Mecha Frieza, just like Piccolo. This and Piccolo are just way too similar. They stay on the field forever and do stuff every turn. Another leader you could use with this, if you want to get super spicy, is Galactic Emperor Frieza. He lets you untap 2 battle cards at the end of your turn. So that will kind of let you swing with this to put even more pressure on them. In case anyone's still playing that leader. I know he got a little bit of buzz when Ultra Instinct came out, but I try to include non-competitive stuff too, because there's a lot of players out there that just play for fun, and they don't want to use meta cards for whatever reason. I like the meta cards; they're good. So rating this, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It does what it does, and it does it good. I don't think it's gonna be too impactful in the metagame, but this card is really good. Next up, we got Bartok the Progenitor. Crazy. I love 1-drop super rares. I love 2-drop super rares. I love low costed super rares because they just have incredible effects for their cost. And I don't know. That's just me. I want to play this just because it's a 1-drop super rare. And the art is incredible. Like, look at him. He's turning up. He's freaking Bartok. He's Goku's dad. He's the reason why we're still here today. So shout out to fucking Bartok. It is a yellow battle card with 10,000 power for a 1-drop. Nice. It's got an energy cost of 1 yellow specified cost. It is a Bartok character. It is a Saiyan with Goku's lineage from the Bartok saga. Its skills has swap 2 Goku's lineage with an energy cost of 2. And auto, when you play this card, choose one card in your life and add it to your hand. This card is really, really good. Probably the best super rare in the set. And it's gonna be expensive, don't worry. It's a lot of ways to abuse this. Use it to awaken quickly. You can attack with it. It's a Bartok, so you can use Bartok with Iron. This card's nuts. Cards that you want to use with this: the BCC Goten is a 2-drop Goku's lineage card, and probably the best thing to swap into, just because you can swing with this. They take it. You swap into the Goten, you swing, you get another card, and then they take that attack too. So yeah, that's like +2, easy. Another one, Intrepid Dynasty Son Gohan. It is a 2-drop Goku's lineage with barrier and swap 3. So that's a card that you want to bring out with this. The Flute. Now, today, I realized someone on Facebook, shout out to Richard's app, he told me that you can swap without playing a card. activate swap, you don't play a card, and then your turn is to your hand. I didn't know that was legal. If someone can show me where they say that at, then cool, let me know. Cause that's nuts. That's busted wide open. But back to flute. If you're using a blue leader, cough, Super Saiyan 3, cough. You can bounce this back to your hand and draw a card and then play it again to get another life. And that's just a lot of cards in one turn. So yeah, flute is really good with the Bartok. Another one is Bartok with a Iron. When you combo up Bartok with a Iron during your turn, you can evolve a Bartok into a Bartok with a Iron. So he costs 1. Next turn, you swing, combo, 1 energy, Bartok with a Iron. You've got a 20k double strike blocker on turn 2. Alright. Another one is Successor of Hope. This is a Goku's Lineage with swap with an energy cost of 5 or less. So for 0 energy, you can get this card from your deck and get to Awakening. Crazy. Counters to this card, I don't know, aggro. Make them pay for taking their life. There's not really any way to counter this card. It comes out too early to do anything about it. So I guess just be aggressive and make them pay for taking their life early. Don't give them time to just spam this card. And then I think that's the way to counter this. So leaders use this. I'm gonna give you guys a minute to guess what leader I'm about to say. Okay, you thought yet? Yeah. Super Saiyan 3, of course. I didn't think it would be any more obvious that you would use this with anyone else besides Super Saiyan 3, since you can just awaken on turn 1 with them. Another leader that you can use this with is the long odds Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku from the new starter deck. You want to be at equal or less life than your opponent. And this is also Goku's Lineage, so they kind of have a little synergy together. So that's another leader you can use this if you don't want to play Super Saiyan 3. Rating, this card gets a 5 out of 5. This is an incredible super rare, and everyone should have their hands on this. Everyone should have a playset of these just to have it. It's super good. If you're playing yellow, it's probably the best yellow awakening card that we have. No one wants to bloodlust this, so yeah, definitely you should get a playset of these. Probably not ASAP, but you should have a playset of them. If you want to play a deck with yellow energy, you should have a playset of these cards. Height of Mastery Son Goku. It is a yellow battle card with a whopping 35,000 power, and it also has a whopping 8 energy costs and 3 yellow specifier costs. It's Son Goku. It is a Universe 7 Saiyan with Goku's Lineage from the Universe Survival Saga. For its skills, it has Deflect, Triple Strike, and Dual Attack. And when you play this card with swap, choose up to a total of 3 of your opponent's battle cards or energy, ignoring barrier, and switch them to rest mode. But this effect is cool. You switch their barrier blockers to rest mode. If you're going against Super Saiyan 3, you switch their 3 energy to rest mode. They can't crush your ball this, so he's switching their 3 energy to rest mode, and he's gonna do their face in. Forget Super Saiyan 3, it's about that Ultra Instinct, boy. Height of Mastery Son Goku. Anyway, so what do I think about this card? I think that this makes me want to play Goku's Lineage. Unlike Slug don't make me want to play Slug's Army. This makes me want to play Goku's Lineage. This is a very, very, very good finisher and incentive to play that deck. Triple Strike Dual Attack is nuts. If your opponent's sitting on 1 counter, then they're probably going to be out of luck with this. Also, when you play it with swap, you get to switch their blockers to rest mode, ignoring barrier. So that's, what would be a way to counter this, but since it ignores barrier, no. So he kind of deals with his own counters, which is nice. And a really good reason to play this card. So cards to use with this: Abrupt Breakthrough Sun Goku. That has swap 8, and it also has barrier. And if I'm pretty sure that one reads, if your opponent removes your battle card from play, and you don't have any battle cards in play, you can play it from your hand. Yeah, that's what that does. So if that happens, this card's pretty much coming out next turn. Another one, Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku at the Apex that has swap 8. What does that one do? I don't remember what that does. I don't want to pull it up right now because I'm doing a video. But it also has barrier. So if he, it's got barrier, and if your leader is Goku's lineage, when you play it, you can KO a battle card. Also think that one has double strike too. That's a really good one to use this as well. Another one is Reborn Might Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That's got swap 8, and you can put a life in your hand to switch it to active mode if you've got 2 or less life, and it gains triple strike as well. Out of those 3 with swap 8, I'd probably just stick with the Abrupt Breakthrough, and probably use one or 2 copies of at the Apex. I probably would skip the Reborn Might. I think that one's just a budget option for new players. Anyway, another one that you can combo with this is Battering Laser. They can counter this card. They can use counters on it. They can't Cold Blast or Crusher Ball, but they can use counters on it. So if you have that Battering Laser in your hand, and you only get 1 counter step. So they counter, you Battering Laser, and then you go into your combo step, your offense step. So that's a really good way to close out the game using this Battering Laser. Ways to counter this is Shigesh Kid Goku. This card doesn't have barrier, and you don't need any energy for that either. So if they don't play Koronoa, then Shigesh Kid Goku can handle this. Leaders to use with this: Super Saiyan 3. Again, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Use that with freaking anything, and this card's really good to use with it. Because obviously you're not going to be able to hardcast this, but you don't want to hardcast it because you want to play it with swap so you can get the auto. So Super Saiyan 3 is really good at this. Another one is Legacy Bearer Son Goku. That's a Goku's lineage leader. So you get to use cards that get bonuses if you have a Goku's lineage leader, and include this in that deck to help you win. Also, he can give this 5,000 more power, which is cool, I guess. I don't know. He's got dual attack, so yeah, that is cool. So rating, giving this card a 5 out of 5. Yes, I don't like to get 5 out of 5s, but this card is too good. It does everything. It's a finisher for the Goku's lineage deck. Yeah. And like I said, you can tell what Bandai wants you to play by stuff they give the card. Deflect, triple strike, dual attack. Switch their energy to rest mode so they can't counter the attack. Yeah, they want you to play this card. Gotta give it a 5 out of 5. Next up is Jiren, Universe's strongest. And he really is the Universe's strongest. It is a yellow battle card with 40,000 power. It is a 12 energy cost with 6 specified. It is a Jiren. It is an Alien Project Trooper Universe 11 from the Universe Survival Saga. So, its skills: Deflect. Cannot be affected by counterplay skills. Can't Cold Bloodlust this. You can't Crush your Ball. It's got Quadruple Strike. He will do bad things to you if the attack goes through. Permanent. When there are 9 or more Universe 11s in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 6. Permanent. During battles when this card attacks, your opponent may not activate counter or blocker. This card is insane. Yeah. So this is, and another win condition in the Universe 11 deck. The first one was the Absolute Justice Gene, the one that comes out and blows up all their stuff. So now that this exists, you got to be careful. This it kind of puts players in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. If you don't clear their board because you don't want to get hit with this, then the Absolute Justice Jiren is going to come out and he's going to blow up all your rest mode cards. If you do kill their battle cards, then so if you kill their battle cards so they can't bring out the Absolute Justice Jiren, then you'll have enough Universe 11 in your drop area to bring this guy out. And then, you can't counterplay it, you can't counter its attack, and you can't block it. So it's like they're gonna get one of their finishers off. So cards to use with this, Universe 11 cards, you gotta have them. Yeah, that's all you need for this, which I like. Just Universe 11 cards. You don't need anything else. You should counter this. Not Cold Bloodlust, not counters, and not blockers. you can combo over it. Probably not gonna happen. You can try not to kill their battle cards, but then, like I said, Absolute Justice Jiren can come out and ruin your day if you don't kill their battle cards. So the only real counter to this is Shigeshi Kid Goku. So I guess just hope that your opponent doesn't play, the Jiren player doesn't play Cronoa if you're using this, if they're using this Jiren. Because that's, right now, the only, legit answer to this. Which is okay. Again, another card pushed by Bandai. Your opponent can't really interact with this too much. So it's obvious they want you to play this in the Universe 11 deck if you were to play that deck still. So leaders to use with this, Universe 11 Jiren leader. That's probably the only viable leader. I'm pretty sure it costs 6 to bring out. You could probably do some weird stuff with Super Saiyan 3 Goku leader, but I doubt it. So yeah. Rating this card, I'm going to give it a thick out of 5. Yep. On to the next one. Absolute Space Super Saiyan 3 Trunks. Black battle card with 25,000 power. It is a 5 energy cost, no specified. Xeno Trunks. It is a Saiyan and Earthling from the Dark Demon Realm saga. Skill. Xeno Evolve for 5 energy on a Trunk Xeno. Play this card in active mode by sending the specified card from your battle area to your war. That is what Xeno Evolve is. Please don't pay 5 energy and place this on top of a Xeno Trunks in the same orientation as the card. Please don't do that. Do what it says on the card. Okay. It has Triple Strike, which is really nice. And Auto. When a card evolves into this card, draw one card and then choose one of your energy and switch it to active mode. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to their war. So, what do I think about this card? Very underwhelming, in my opinion. It's not Super Saiyan 3 exciting, everyone loves Trunks, but I was kind of let down by this card. Do I think this card is bad? Absolutely not. I think the card is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's still underwhelming. What it does is nice. It replaces itself. You don't tap out to play it because you untap it energy. And then it's removal. Unconditional removal. You choose one of their battle cards and send it to warp. Unfortunately, this is not ignore barrier, and I think it should. But, it's whatever. It's whatever. Okay, so, cards to use with this. Thought Patrol Trunks. Everyone knows what Thought Patrol Trunks does. It's probably the best Xeno Trunks to use with this, just because the card itself is already good. That's really it. All you really need for this card is Xeno Trunks. You can also combine it with battering. If you're playing yellow, you untap an energy when you play it, so you'll have the energy for battering. If you want to go in for that 25 triple. So counters to this card, Shigeshi Kid Goku, they blow it up pretty easy. negates and Cold Bloodlust. Also stop this card. Cold Bloodlust is probably really devastating against this because you have to pay 5 for it. And you don't get to untap the energy if they Cold Blast it. Now this is black, so you're probably going to be playing minus Killy Zone in your deck anyway. But, Cold Bloodlust will still run this card's day. If you don't have the minus Killy Zone, then yeah, Cold Bloodlust just puts a big frown on his face. Also, barrier blockers. This does not ignore barrier, so you can't remove cards at barrier. So if you don't want to hit that triple strike and you got a barrier blocker out, then you're good. Pretty easy to counter. Leaders I'd use with this, Xeno Trunks. You're going to be playing Town Patrol in that deck probably anyway, so why not put another finisher in there. This card's also really good after a chain attack Xeno, so because their hand will be low and he's got triple strike, 25,000 power, and draws you another card too. Another one, Super Saiyan 3. You can use Super Saiyan 3 with anything. If you've got a heavy black in that deck, like if you're running like a red black Super Saiyan 3, you're gonna want a lot of black cards. So yeah, that works in there as well. Also, this works pretty decently in Pan, in my opinion. Pan can definitely make it to 5 energy just because she's got so many ways to defend herself on your opponent's turn. And that'll give it an extra 5,000 power as well, which is good since that's triple strike. You're pretty much going for game every time you swing at this. So rating this card. Oh, sorry. I also meant to add on that your leader does not have to be black to use this effect. So he can go in any deck, which is really nice. Okay, rating this card, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. It's like super above average. Will this card see a lot of play? Probably not. Unless it's looking like it's going to be a fast format still, where we're not going to make it to 5 energy. But if by some miracle the games are slower, like the Union Force meta, then yeah, absolutely. If we're making it a turn 5, I think this card's going to see a lot of play. But if not, then right. Next up is Temporal Darkness Demigod. It is a black battle card with 30,000 power. It is a 7 energy cost with no specified cost. It is a demigod. It is a demon god. Not demon / god, just demon god. So you won't be able to grab it with like Goku and stuff like that. From the Dark Demon Realm saga. So its effect, Dark Overwhelm 7. Dark Overwhelm is a new mechanic. If you have at least 7 black cards in your drop area, you can play this card by sending all cards in your drop area to the warp. Overwhelm and Dark Overwhelm may only be activated once per turn. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to their warp. Then choose up to one battle card in your warp with an energy cost of 4 or less and play it. That is that's a decent effect. It's pretty good. Boss monster effect, probably not, but it's okay. For 4 energy, you get this 30,000 power card. You send one of their battle cards to warp, and then you get a 4 or less card from your warp and play it. So that's like +2 probably. That's pretty good. This doesn't have double strike, which kind of disappointing, but I can see why they didn't give it double strike. 30,000 turn 4, and it doesn't go away either. So yeah, I can see why they didn't give it double strike. So cards that you want to use with this, minus Killy Zone. Yeah, you want to use that with this. You're probably going to be using this in a mono black deck. So yeah, minus Killy Zone. You'll have enough to pay the 3 for minus Killy Zone, and then Dark Overwhelm 7. So that'll keep this safe from being Cold Bloodlust, which is what you do not want to happen. Because I would suck if this got Cold Bloodlust. Another card you can use with this is Umbral Invitation Toa. It costs 3 or 4. I want to say 4. And when you play the card, you choose one of their battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and gain control of it. So that's even more advantage that you're gaining on your opponent because you got another battle card and they lost a battle card. So that's a potential like plus 3, 4. Yeah, plus 4 with this card. For 4 energy is really good. Another card you can use with this is Foreseeing Hit. Foreseeing Hit costs 4 energy, so you can bring that out with this. Um, and that's really nice. You know, you might not use Foreseeing Hit in your mono black deck, but it might be an interesting sideboard card to bring in. I don't think anyone would see that coming. Ways to counter this, Cold Bloodlust. That's it really. Barrier cards as well. They'll not get as much value out of it if you have barrier cards in play, because they won't be able to send your barrier cards to war. So yeah, this card just like does one thing and that's it. It's Demigryph fans. Hopefully this card is satisfying enough as your super rare, and I'm pretty sure that the one of the secret rares is going to be Demigryph as well. But you know, we'll see. So leaders use this. Demigryph definitely, he encourages you to play mono black, and you can put your cards from your warp back into your drop to make this even easier for the Dark Overwhelm. So you definitely want to play him. The new Mira also puts cards from your warp back into your drop, making this even easier to bring out. And he also awakens himself and untaps too, which is really nice. Rating, I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. So super rare that just does one thing. You play it for, it's got a lot of power for 4 energy, and then you warp their card and you get 1 on your own. So it's really not much to it. This one's really simple. And last but not least is Mira Creator Absorb. It's a black battle card with 30,000 power, 7 energy cost, no specified. It's Mira. It's an android from the Dark Demon Realm saga. Its skills, it has Overwhelm 4 for 1 energy, which is something I missed the first time I read this card. You can Overwhelm 4 this card. It also has Deflect, so it can't be affected by your opponent's counterplay skills. Auto. When you play this card using Union, your opponent chooses 3 cards from their hand and sends them to their warp. And this card gains double strike for the duration of the turn. And that's really strong. He's got 30,000 power. They have the drop 3 and he gets double strike when this comes out. So that's pretty cool. And when the card attacks, it gains plus 5,000 power for each card in your warp. That is also really good. So what do I think about this card? They obviously want you to play it. It has Deflect. The Union is pretty balanced. You gotta pay 4 to bring it out with Union. So 4 energy to make them drop 3 cards from your hand, and you get like probably like a huge power double strike guy. That's pretty good value for 4 energy. Cards you want to use with this, the Dark Absorption Mirror and a Tower. You use the Dark Absorption Mirror to Union Absorb into this. You pay your 4 energy, and you put a Toa under that mirror, and you bring this card out, so you can get that Union effect. Another card that I would use with this is Furthering Destruction Champa. Now, Furthering Destruction Champa, this card already has double strike. No, it has double strike if you use Union with it, and it also has it for the duration of the turn. Yeah, like I said, I did not know this card had Overwhelm on it. So for 1 energy, this card is going to be like a minimum of 50,000 power. So Further Destruction Champa is really good with that. That's like 60,000 power double strike for 2 energy, which is really good. So yeah, don't sleep on just using this card for its Overwhelm. And it's also got Deflect, even if you don't use Union. So they can't Lust it or Crusher Ball it when you bring it out. So this is going to be a really good card for mass Saiyan decks, in my opinion. Like, you can really blow someone out with this card. Like, yeah. Another one, I I don't suggest doing this, but someone out there is going to do it, so I'm just gonna say it. You use this as a perfect 4 cell. The cell, they drops their hand down 2-3, and this makes them drop 3 cards from their hand. So you can clear their entire hand with that combo. It's not worth doing it. That's two different engines. You got the cell chain and you got the mirror chain. 2 different chains in your deck. It's gonna take up a lot of space and it's not gonna be consistent. But someone out there is gonna want to play that deck. So I just figured I'd go ahead and throw that out there. Ways to counter this: Bloodlust, the mirror that they are going to union absorb this with. If they're going the union absorb route, they have to pay 4 energy. So you can cold Bloodlust it after they pay the energy, and then they can decide if they want to bring this card out or not. So if they're going for union absorb, hit the lust on the mirror to make them, waste their resources for no reason. Another way to counter this is negates. It's, like I said, huge power. It's going to be at least 50,000 because it's over on 4 and it gets plus 5,000 for each card in a warp. So that's going to be a minimum of 50,000. You're going to want to negate this. Or you can take it. It's only a single strike if they don't use Union Absorb. But negates and blockers are definitely a way to deal with this massive power card. And there's also Shigesh Kid Goku that can deal with this. He doesn't have barrier, but it's more than likely your opponent is going to be playing Cronoa because this is going to be used in a black deck. So, but Shigesh Kid Goku, if they don't draw the Cronoa or the Toki Toki, then Shigesh Kid Goku can handle this. Leaders to use this with Demigra, the new Mira are good leaders for this. And green androids could also be a decent leader for this because the super combo synergizes really well with this card. They have to drop 3 cards from their hand when it comes out with Union, and using the super combo makes them drop even more and adds even more power onto this. So you're pretty much like closing the game out when this card comes out. So. Rating this card, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I'm really impressed with this card. The first Mira, super rare, not so good, unfortunately. Like, the effect was cool and all, but that Xeno Evolve for 5, nah. This one they got right, in my opinion. Like, this is a super rare Mira. I'm not in the Xenoverse, but, like, Mira just looks cool to me, so that's why I like them. And this is a really good Mira card. So that is all of the super rares. This video has probably gone on for an hour now, and I'm so sorry. It's hard for me to keep these things short, but if you did watch this video, I truly appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, letting me know what your favorite super rare is from this set. Mine personally is probably the GT Son Goku. I like that one a lot. And then, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm trying to get battle videos out, but, like, my tripod broke, dog. I'm trying to get another tripod. So once I get another tripod, the battle videos are going to be in full swing again. I promise you guys. So just leave subscription if you want to see more. And thank everybody for watching. Goodbye.